baseball fans. You're watching On Deck with Tyler Redmond.
Welcome into On Deck. As always, thank you so much for checking out the video. Really do appreciate that. We are officially in Major League Baseball's postseason, and it's one of my favorite times of the year. And of course, today we are going to preview some of these series. And of course, we start out with the Wildcard series, and we're going to start on the National League side with the Diamondbacks taking on the Brewers. And who are the Arizona Diamondbacks in 2023? I would say you'd have to circle their pitching. Right? Their pitching has been absolutely phenomenal this year, led by Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly. But in this series, those two pitchers are not available until Game 2 and Game 3. So the Diamondbacks will be rolling out Brandon Pfaadt in Game 1. And some would say this is a questionable decision. After all, his stats on the year aren't through the roof. He's also a rookie, and he's getting the Game 1 start in the postseason. It's just a little bit questionable until you look at the deeper underlying issues. Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly are unavailable until Game 2 and Game 3 to be on regular rest. That is what they would need to do, and you don't want to start the postseason, especially including the wild card series, with those two not on regular rest. I think that's something they got to do. Brandon Pfaadt has also been much better lately, more so than what his yearly stats would indicate. If you don't know who Brandon Pfaadt is, he is the Diamondbacks' top pitching prospect coming into this season. He's had a rough start, of course, this year in totality, but again, he's pitched much better as of late. The other thing is, this is a bit of strategy by the Arizona Diamondbacks. I think it's actually pretty smart, because when you look across the way at the opposing pitching staff, no doubt the Brewers are going with Corbin Burnes. And, of course, he's a former Cy Young Award winner. He's a veteran, and a lot of people would tell you that he's one of the best pitchers in the game. I would agree with that. I don't think the Diamondbacks are just giving the Brewers this game, but if you're not going to have Zach Gallen for Game 1, you don't want to put somebody out there that could benefit you in a later game. And yes, winning the first game is important, but again, if you don't have them until Game 2 and Game 3, you want to save them for your best chance to win. So in theory, Brandon Woodruff would start Game 2 for Milwaukee to go head-to-head against Zach Gallen, and Freddie Peralta would start Game 3. Of course, after a certain point, it becomes Johnny Holstaff for both teams, but Freddie Peralta would, in theory, go up against Merrill Kelly in Game 3 for the finale if it gets to that point. I think that's pretty good strategy from the Diamondbacks. And again, it's not perfect. In an ideal world, you'd have Zach Gallen ready for Game 1, but it's just not the case. They had to do what they had to do to get in the postseason at all, and this is where we are at the moment. Now, in terms of offenses, the Diamondbacks, they're middle of the road. They're pretty good. They have team average of 250, team on base 322, team home runs 166. It's no secret the Brewers have a wealth of pitching from their starters to their bullpen. I mean, they have an absolute wealth of it. Again, Corbin Burnes, I would have to pick Game 1's going to the Brewers just for that alone. Brandon Woodruff, Freddie Peralta. They also have Wade Miley in the pen, Julio Teheran. Their second in ERA in all of baseball for the regular season, first in the National League. Not to mention their bullpen is absolutely stout. You got Devin Williams leading it. Bryce Wilson is in there. Joel Payamps, Hobie Milner, Trevor McGill. I mean, they have a lot of guys in there to offset what they don't have offensively. And they're really, they're not terrible offensively. They're about middle of the road. Of course, Yelich, Contreras, Mark Canha, Rowdy Tellez. And I would even circle Josh Donaldson. I mean, this is a guy who, yes, he got DFA'd from the Yankees. I'm fully aware of that. But this is a guy who we know what he can do. We've seen in his career what he can do. And beyond that, I think a lot of the advanced stats show that his down year this season is not exactly completely his fault. It's due to some bad luck, too. I mean, look at his hard hit percentage and that kind of thing. I think, this Brewers team could potentially have a little bit more pop that they show off in the postseason. But, of course, their staple is their pitching. It always has been and always will be. And because of that, I'm going to lean Brewers in this series. I think if I had to make a pick, I'm going the Milwaukee Brewers. That said, it's a 3-game series. Anything can happen. I like the strategy that the Diamondbacks are pulling with pitching Brandon Pfaadt in Game 1, followed by Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly. It puts the pressure, in theory, on the Brewers. If, let's say, the Brewers win Game 1, Zach Gallen and the Diamondbacks win Game 2, you get to Game 3. Now you got Merrill Kelly, who's your number 2 starter, against their number 3 starter in the finale. And that's them betting the chips that they win either Game 1 or Game 2. But it's just strategy. I think it's a pretty strong strategy. It tells you they know what they have and what they don't have. But with Corbin Burnes starting Game 1, I think that's going to circle a win for the Brewers. And it might not, but I think it will. And given the Brewers' depth in pitching and bullpen, I think they have similar offenses. I think you have to go Brewers here. But that's just my pick. Let me know what you would pick in this series between the Brewers and the Diamondbacks down below in the comment section. And stay tuned, because we will have more videos just like this for every series this postseason. Not only the wild card, but as we get to the division series and, of course, the eventual World Series. So please make sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't, just to stay updated with everything going on with Major League Baseball. With that out of the way, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time right here at On Deck.
Baseball fans, make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to this channel. As always, thank you for your support.